as a content creator, it's always fun to see Microsoft and Sony kind of go back and forth. Even Nintendo, right? Like I'm a Nintendo fan, but I don't usually talk about Nintendo because they're kind of off busy doing their own thing, kind of staying neutral in all of this. And so mostly it's just Microsoft and Sony, and I love that. You know, the back and forth, the kind of slugfest that we see, left, right, the 1-2 buckle my shoe. You're like, oh man, Microsoft just nailed them with that Activision buyout. It's crazy. And then when it says, oh, Sony might buy EA or Take-Two, man, what a blow that would be. Holy cow, right? Like these are the types of things as a content creator that you live for, that holy cow, this is absolutely incredible to see. And you know what, as a fan as well as a content creator, I love to hear when this stuff kind of crops up. Listen, speculation, that's fun. I understand why some people are like, oh, well, I don't want to talk about rumors or why wouldn't you want to talk about rumors and speculation? That stuff is so fun to talk about. Listen, I play fantasy football. Are those players always my favorite? No, man, I like the Ravens. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to draft somebody from a competing team because they might be available. So it's sort of like that in my opinion. You know, I love speculation because who knows what could come of it. You know, people were speculating about a new Star Wars movie, and then we got one. You know, I mean, they weren't great, but it was still Star Wars, you know. So at the end of the day, I feel like that's a good thing. Now, Microsoft is making some big announcements. They've been in the news. A really big piece of good news, and then there's a piece of news that a lot of people are kind of hating on, and this is kind of falling back on that whole, is Microsoft realistically getting too much hate for everything they do? Like if something they do seems to be a little bit of maybe something that could be looked at as a negative, people seem to all of a sudden just seem really weird about it and maybe attack Microsoft in a way that, you know, doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense. So I want to get into these announcements. It's pretty big stuff. Let's get started. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer, and this, of course, is Crap Gamer Reviews, and this is your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll maybe notice some changes around here, but hopefully that doesn't stop you from giving us a like, and maybe even possibly consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today, and again, if you're looking for a way to support the channel, a simple like goes a long way. It helps the content to be seen, and it just makes me feel more excited to go and do more content for you guys. So yes, please continue to like and all that kind of good stuff. Now, when it comes to this, I just want to say Microsoft is making it easier to pick up an Xbox Series X. It's a very popular console. I have one. I've had one since launch. It's possibly one of the best consoles ever created. If you like the Xbox One X, it's that times like 10. It's, you know, it's just really a great console. And Microsoft now has started emailing out links to buy an Xbox Series X bundle. This is good. They got a lot of momentum going. Microsoft is trying to beat the scalpers as well, and at least you won't have to pay extra for the console. So if you're hunting for an Xbox Series X, you might want to check your email inbox. As noted, Microsoft has occasionally been contacting Microsoft Store customers offering a limited supply of Xbox Series X bundles that are available to valued Microsoft customers in the US. The emails are addressed to Microsoft Store customers, and bundles are available on a first-come, first-served basis. And Microsoft is limiting orders to one bundle per order or two bundles per 30-day period. The links to order the bundle are unique and tied to a Microsoft account and don't always guarantee that stock is going to be available to purchase. These Xbox Series X consoles are available for the first time and on a first-come, first-served basis and will sell out very quickly. The limit is one bundle per order and two bundles per 30-day period since there's a limited supply available. Receiving this email does not guarantee that there will be consoles remaining when you try to purchase. If you attempt to purchase and see a message that the bundle is unavailable, that means we have sold out. To purchase, you must have a valid Microsoft account and sign in. Your unique link is this email. And is valid for your Microsoft account only, and the account must be associated with the email address that received the message. So there is one downside to the bundle, however. Access requires purchasing a digital game and an extra controller. Paying $59.99 for a second controller adds to the price, but it's the same as they usually cost in between the occasional sale. When they received their email, and I'm going to link this so you guys can check it out, they complained that the digital game requirement felt like a ripoff with only a few titles to choose from and prices that can be more than double what you'd pay on Microsoft's own Xbox store. Included were Madden NFL 22, Far Cry 6, and Battlefield 2042 for $69.99, even though Xbox owners can buy them digitally for $20, $35, and $45 respectively. GTA 5 was cheaper option at $29.99, but it's on sale right now for $14.99. However, as of January 26, Microsoft has updated the offers. Now it features the marked down sale prices for the games and controllers, making the bundle much easier to recommend. It still requires spending a little extra in addition to the system's $4.99 price, but at least you'll not be paying for more than you would, as according to like what you would have to pay if you had scalpers and things like that. Just as they've seen with Sony with the PlayStation 5, sending out links to accounts for gamers who actually play is a very smart way to help consoles get directly to the people who want them instead of resellers. Now listen, I think I'm all for this. I think this is a brilliant thing. Microsoft is being very smart with things lately, right? And I'm just being honest with this. I know people don't like to hear me brag about Microsoft or talk about Microsoft, but they need to get consoles out into gamers' hands as fast as possible. There's a lot of positivity floating around the Xbox brand right now, and I just got to be honest that it's an exciting time, and fans should be very excited for the future of everything that's really kind of going on. And I got to say, like, for me personally, I'm extremely excited by what's going on with Microsoft and what's going on in general with gaming and all this kind of stuff. Like, things are happening so fast right now. It's an unprecedented era. Who would have ever thought that Microsoft would have bought Activision? And like who would have ever thought that in a million years, right? Like, I just don't. And even the ZeniMax stuff, right? I just think that that's just an incredible thing, and it's just unbelievable to me that this has happened and that Microsoft is so much into gaming. I never would have thought that that was something that we would see, and now here they are. Kind of the other thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about was some people were kind of making a big deal about this, right? And to me, I don't understand why this would be a big deal. I'm just being honest, right? I love Sea of Thieves, but Sea of Thieves is actually shutting down the PvP arena this March. Rare's announced that it's shutting down its PvP arena in Sea of Thieves. Revealed during the Sea of Thieves 2022 preview event, the arena is officially coming to an end as it simply isn't a mode played by most players. Rare says it was a tough decision to come to, but the right one for the future of open world pirate game. Firstly, this was an extremely tough decision, but we firmly believe it's the right one to allow us to focus on our plans for the central free roaming adventure mode. Despite the efforts of a hugely talented team, the arena unfortunately never met the goals we originally had for it, either in creating a genuine alternative way to play Sea of Thieves with a competitive spin, or a short session experience if you didn't have time to commit to an open-ended adventure session. The arena will officially close at the start of Season 6, which is slated to begin on March 10, 2022. Those who have played Arena before have reached or passed Sea Dog Rank 5 will receive the following ship cosmetic: Azure Scout, Flaming Jackal, Golden Chaser, Lucky Rover, the Regal Hound. Anyone who has reached Sea of Thieves Rank 50 will receive the Good Boy ship cosmetic as well. The cutoff point for these rewards has already passed, so if you haven't already hit either of these ranks, you won't be receiving the associated rewards. Rare says that only 2% of its players' time is spent in the arena on a consistent basis, and since the start of that mode, that hasn't really changed. The studio also says it might understand criticism that it didn't invest enough into the arena to make it a worthwhile mode, but Rare says the arena never became popular enough of a mode in Sea of Thieves for them to focus creative efforts there, so it didn't. While we're incredibly proud of the game and where the game is now, the decision we've made since launch back in 2018, we look back at the arena with pride mixed with regret that we didn't manage to reach the wider audience that would have allowed us to keep building upon its foundation. We learned a lot from the launch of development of Arena, but one thing that really stands out is that launching a competitive mode is a far bigger investment and requires a far bigger creative focus than we realized going in. Despite sharing a lot of the same mechanics as Adventures, it is an entirely different experience, and one that would have required a huge amount of mindshare and development effort to stand alongside it. And given the disparity of audience sizes, it just became impossible to justify. So few people played that game. It's just crazy to think what happened. It honestly is. It's crazy to think how this game kind of blew up, and honestly, it's just I like Sea of Thieves. I think they've done a good job with it, especially where it came from. But at the same time, um, you know, it's just a crazy situation where nobody's playing this mode, and you can get almost the same experience realistically just by playing the main game. So I understand it. I think people overkill it. I think people really kind of just look at things in a little bit of a weird situation when stuff negatively comes up, like it's a failure or whatever. Listen, Sea of Thieves, you might hate it, but 25 million players over the time that it's been out or whatever is an incredible amount. So it is a successful game. The fact that they're still packing content into it 4 years later makes it a success. I think that we have to look at it as fan or as just gamers and go, hey, congratulations to that. Maybe this one aspect didn't work, but they've got all these other things that are working. With that being said, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Microsoft is doing a lot of good things here. They've got a lot of mind share now. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.